Now, I understand that Pierre Poilievre is holding a rally in Nanaimo, BC tonight. Nanaimo is a city on Vancouver Island, and I think Vancouver Island is in play. There's some parts of it that are very green. Remember, that's where Elizabeth May is from. She's about an hour and a half south of there. But our friend Drea Humphrey is on the ground in Nanaimo right now. Let's connect to her by Zoom or Skype if we can. Drea, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me, boss?
I sure can. Crystal clear. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us live. Tell me where you are and what you see.
Well, I'm in Nanaimo right now. There's a group that's just started to gather for the carbon tax protest. We're in front of federal MP Lisa Marie Barron's office up there. And two door down, you have another NDP, this time provincial, Sheila Malcolmson, the MLA. So that's where they're gathering right now. It's just started. So this is just one of the legs in BC. I think our big meeting in BC is probably a convoy that is headed out to Hope. There are people going from Kelowna, Langley, BC, all the way up to there. So I've got some eyes over there. We'll get some footage of that as well.
That's great. Thank you for that. Now, if I got my time zones right, it's still only 10:30 a.m. in BC out there in Nanaimo. So these folks are gathering now. I understand that tonight, though, Pierre Poilievre is having a large rally there. Is that accurate?
That's absolutely correct. So there is a press conference happening in the afternoon, which I'll be covering. And then also I will be covering the rally. Now, it's important to note that there is another rally happening at the Legislature in Victoria, too. So some people are there right now. But I'm in Nanaimo covering all the stuff that's happening carbon tax related today.
Well, I love Nanaimo. I used to visit there every year. Tell me what some of the signs say. I can see some of them. Taxed enough already. Isn't that the truth? I saw a placard there, I think, remarking on the fact that while taxes for you and me go up today, salaries for MPs are being raised today, too. Isn't that crazy?
That's right. There was a sign here about the salaries. I think the lady, it was a young lady, and I think she's walking away over there. I don't remember exactly what it said, but she's calling that out. I think if I had to recap, it was something like MP salary means poverty for us or something like that. So she's down there. And I think there's one lady who wants to say something. Did you want to say why you're here?
Oh, I'd love to say
Can you hear her?
Yeah, go ahead. Hi, it's Ezra Levant in Toronto. Why are you at that rally, ma'am?
Hey, just hang on. I got to get an earbud in.
He says, why are you at the rally?
Why am I at the rally? I'm at the rally for redemption of what Trudeau's father started in this country back in the 80s. And I watched it decline back then. I watched my father have to line up at the welfare office back then. And I'm witnessing it again today. And
Wow.
I cannot believe it's taken this many years to keep the Trudeau family out of this country and out of politics. It has to stop. We as Canadians have got to raise up a backbone and start to fight. We can still be a nice country. We can still be a peaceful people, but we've got to raise up a backbone.
Wow, very powerful. Thank you for sharing that thought with us. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Dre, that's incredible. I remember, I was very young when Pierre Trudeau was prime minister, but the devastation of his policies, especially in the West, and it sounds like that woman has those memories at the top of her mind as the Trudeau Jr. destroys the economy, cost of living, making it impossible for people to buy homes. Very moving, and frankly, I got the chills there because I was not expecting that answer. Hey, there's a sign behind you right now. What does that say? I'm just curious because I love the homemade signs. Taxed enough already. Okay, we see that one. Are there any other?
Right.
Perfect. Are there other signs we can take a peek at?
Yeah, we've got some Axe the Tax signs. It looks like they've walked to a different location on the end. Some people waving.
Okay. Now,
yeah, there's an actual axe, which is quite interesting here.
That's right. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Axe the tax. Look at that creativity. That must have taken an hour to make.
How long did that take you to do?
Oh, it was probably a couple hours.
A couple of hours. So lots of dedication. People are done with this tax. And as you know, British Columbia has a bit of a unique situation. We have the highest amount of taxes that we pay for gas, and we have our own carbon tax, which has to match the federal carbon tax. But also, you know, it has no hold on it. It could exceed if they wanted to in this government. So in some ways, British Columbians have extra reason to be out here today.
Last question, Dre. And by the way, thanks so much for going there. And the connection is crystal clear. It's perfect. Thank you very much. You're outside the offices of a federal MP and a provincial MLA. Have either of them, I take it neither is in their office at this hour, has any staff, has there been any interaction, or have people been going into the offices? Have they said anything, or is it all closed up?
It is all closed up. It doesn't look like anyone's in there. I don't know if you can see, I'm trying the door right now. It's locked. In fact, every time I've covered a protest, doesn't matter what day it is. I mean, it is Easter Monday, but even on a normal day, I have not seen them be open in British Columbia. So I don't know what type of work they're actually doing.
Well, that certainly is a metaphor. The fact that the door is locked and no one is home, but everyone outside can holler into the wind because the government doesn't care. They're raising the tax over the objections of the people. The fact that there is no one home there, even though that's where they're supposed to be, listening to their constituents, that they don't care what the constituents say, that the doors are locked. They probably knew there was a protest, and they said, just lock the doors and let them stay outside. What do we care? I really think that is emblematic and symbolic of this government. Drea, thanks very much for making the journey, and I look forward to your report tonight from the large Axe the Tax rally. I'm very curious because I know Nanaimo, there's Liberals, there's New Democrats, but there's also a history of conservative parties. Obviously, Pierre Poilievre thinks that the region is in play if he's doing a rally there. Last word to you.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to covering it and seeing if it's going to pack the House like we're seeing in other places across the country. I spoke to some people when I was trying to get a feel for what the protests were going to be like on the island, and everybody I reached out to said they were going to the rally tonight. So I am suspecting that it will be a good turnout.
Thank you, my friend. That's Drea Humphrey, our BC Bureau Chief on the streets of Nanaimo, where the politicians are hiding. Thanks, Drea.